I am Maharigan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Live from our Imperial News TV. This is Queen Helen of the Rajak Elizabeth III. Game of Thrones, Season 1, Episode 10. Good morning, good afternoon, Global Earth. I am happy to be back again this day because I know this is the time that you have really to see the pattern of how I unearthed, how I unraveled the lie, the conspiracy, the bribery, disinformation campaign, and the implementation of the war in chaos in Mindanao, Sulu, Palawan, and the borders of Borneo in the premise of peace and order as sponsored by Malacanang, by Putrajaya, and the government of Sabah. And all the royalties involved, we have Brunei, Johor, England, and even Saudi Arabia. Queen Helen is equipped with the knowledge and abilities because I know that I can prove to the world that you have indeed given me a lot of pain. Not only that, because of you people in the top level and the top government, you have failed to see the need of the true humanitarian services. You have failed to see. But at the same time, you know and you have seen the real score, why the people are suffering. But because of the fixated mandate to oppress and to suppress the people so that you will have your own people to enslave. That is the main agenda of the cabal. Luckily, Queen surfaced. And for all my detractors, I salute you. Because it is through you that Queen became more assiduous in finding the truth. I become persistent in my crusade to defend the lost kingdom. And in this book, as you can see, it is a documentary. And the documentary is a vital, legitimate documents that could really be the basis in defending the rights and the privileges of the sovereign people. How you have made Mindanao suffer and how you made the entire Southeast Asia beg for you. Now, you will not stop. If you will continue denying the fact and the truth, this book, we got almost killed. We got almost killed. And many would like really to get this, the original, because all of those people that I have given this book are liable. They are contributory to the Sabah stand-up, Zamboanga stand-up, 44 Sapmen sacrifice, to the Marawi siege, and to the Baglas stand-up, and to the international level. Ukraine, Russia, and now we have Palestine and Israel. The packager is just inside your Malacanang palace. And they have their personal agenda to put Queen Helen of the Rajak and Raja Mamay as a claimant. That is the main target of the packager. So that all of the top can still enjoy the asset. But they have really not seen the hands of God. They have their own God. They have their own Almighty Father, so that they can present to the Queen that they are the rightful entity to command the entire world. Queen is equipped with that knowledge and abilities that could see you right into your eye, that I am sent to defend the truth and put justice. Just imagine as I lay down, can still they say they have not known me, Malacanang? As I have told in my previous broadcast that all the claimants' relatives are all the employees recommended by the claimants and by the packagers, and all that seated in all the government officials have the clearance from the Sultan claimants, no other than the Malacanang president, ex-presidents, and all of them are liable for putting us all into death up to now because of hunger, because of suppression and suppression, and because of their continuous movement in killing us through the medical tyranny. They have known this book, they have the copy. Precisely, they were able to ratify the BORM because they want me to present as a claimant, not at all as the heirs and successors. That is the two different things. Please pray for me because every day is really a very tiresome on my part in laying this truth. Remember, as I told you, there are so many black magic. They had been attacking the queen, they had been stabbing to death, and one of those packagers told me even that I am being grilled as like Ama Ali was in the past. Grilled me to death, and I will come back to give you what you need. As one of my grandfathers, just be sure, do not be dead. Because once you separate yourself from your body, your soul, still the grandfather will assist you to the fire of hell. Nonetheless, the book is a showcase that no court could defy me, even the United Nations, even the International Court of Justice. Remember, it is our grandfather who created the United Nations, the International Court of Justice, the Organization of Islamic Conference. Now, claimant is claimant. And you cannot stop me shedding light into this. It is already very important to let you see that the documents already giving you the mandate from 2009. And it is being given to the world. And what face do you have? Because of your continuous blockaging, media blackout, media blockage, disinformation campaign, you are all liable to the court of heaven and to the court of the imperial lupusum. Now, since I have known that even the BARM sabotaged my court, our court in Indanan, thank you, Mayor of Indanan. Thank you, Governor of Sulu. Thank you, Governor of Maguindanao. The plan to really hammer me and put all the negativity on my life has been predicted a long time ago. And that is primarily why I am raised up, why I was put into the four walls of the convent to guard my morals so that no one can ever attack me when it comes to that. But you people, you did not know who is queen. You belittle the capacity because you want to overrule the kingdom. Now it is stipulated here Just imagine, it has been a long time written here, and it has been given to you, government of the Philippines, from the executive, legislative, and the judiciary. You are all liable. Now, Executive Secretary, Judge Lucas Bersamin, find the book. Find all the documents that I have given. From there, you will see that you will be able to know who is Queen and what are the things that she has done to stop the killings in Mindanao, in Sulu, and even in the borders of North Borneo. The seal of the Sultan of Sulu and North Borneo has been put out, and this is part of the book. And this is pertaining on how I fight for the identity of the true grandson, not the claimants that you have put up, the brother, Alnas bin Abdul Ghaffar. Are you not being, I mean, you could have already decided in this. But since you are callous, you don't have any feeling and no shame at all. Instead, you enjoy the lie and put the lie in the pseudo truth that you yourself enjoy. It is already given that this is the official of the multiracial Islamic king of Southeast Asia. And it was written by the Union Jack Burrow in 1902 at the British North Borneo Chartered Company. I have laid down for so many days now, 2 days yesterday, how it is documented inside the Trimedia. So people of the world, people of Mindanao, Sulu, Palawan, and the 7 states of Lupasug, people of the Philippine Islands, from Apari down to Holo, decide for yourself. Can still they say that they are being deaf and dumb into this? They have paid a lot of media to cover up. Are still these people can be trusted? That even you now is at their palm. That is what the cabal wanted us, to be listed with the microchip that has been given to you through this. I don't want to be using the terminologies because, they are also very sensitive and they paid the Trimedia into this. This is the decree through Executive Order number 101 signed by Sultan Jamalul Kiram II on April 22, 1903. This is how Raja Mamay tried, because the history is in his brain also. So whenever time he speaks up as entrusted to him by Tunku Abdurrahman Putra Al-Haj, I put it into a document, research it, validate it. So the concurrent resolution, which I have read to you, that was kept by Malacanang, by the House of Congress, only the true Sultan can have that. But the claimants has that copy, especially those that had been given that authorization, wherein those who sponsored this, Escarial, Cassius, Tizon, Tolentino, Lacson. They have all these copies, and all the former congressmen and top leaders in support of the blockades not to let out the true heirs and successors. So it was there all along that I have given the Republic of the Philippines, the caretaker, that the ultimate sovereignty of the Republic of the Philippines, and authorizing the President to conduct negotiations and the restoration of such ownership in the sovereign jurisdiction over the said territory. It is in the concurrent resolution that the owner of the sovereignty is the Sultan of Sulu in North Brunei. Precisely, there are 300 sultans claimants right now of Sulu. And those with money. There are even Chinese being proclaimed everywhere because of the greed to get the asset, the greed to get all what belongs to Lupasug. So, in this document, whereas on January 22nd, 1878, Sultan Muhammad Jamalul Alam of Sulu executed an agreement with two British subjects, Gustavus Baron de Overbeck and Alfred Dent, leasing and delivering to the latter the territory and now known as Berthas North Borneo for an annual rental of 5,000. You see, I have given you that. What is the vital relationship of the Philippine Islands, of the Commonwealth, Philippines Republic to the Borneo? Because Queen Victoria is still the queen of the 54 countries after the grandfather Muhammad Alam gave that authority. It is not yours to claim. It is mine to recover for the sake of the blood. But all the bloods are being misled because of the money, because of the claimed power by Malacanang, because installing the barm together with the blood that would like to sit into power and enslave the poor majority were in no read, no write. And they have also done that so that no one will ever fight them. No one will ever know the truth because they don't even know how to write their name. That's what they want in Mindanao. That's what the claimants want. They want to have all the education up to London, up to United States, up to Harvard, just to teach them how to keep the secret. Whereas on April 22nd, 1903, the British North Borneo Company was succeeded to the rise of Mr. Overbeck and Dent, entered into another agreement with Sultan Jamalul Kiram of Sulu to include in the original lease certain islands lying north and northeast of Borneo for an additional rental of $300 annually. And this is precisely, as I told you again, I like the word precisely, specifically, the claim that Muhammad Fuad published in Sabah recently that they won over the claim of 14.9 billion as supported by the Court of Madrid, Sampa Group, and Malaysian lawyer at that. You will see the crusade of the Game of Thrones because the documents that they have adulterated, the lineage that they have, only start with Jamalul Kiram II. And they have put it on in just that, but they did not see the lineage coming from Taif, Saudi Arabia. Now BBM went and conspired again to the king. Have they ever thought that the 13 billion US dollar that had been given and now being controlled by the barm is still their accountability, and they will be put into shame when one day the receipt of the transmittal will be given to the court of Lupasug. As I told you, from Jamalul Alam Haji Hasan Pasang, to the successor, Haji Jamalul Kiram, Sultan Sahibul Gari Abdurrajak of Maimbong Sulu. And Sahibul Ray Permancha of Brunei. So it is being a defensive move of the real royal family, because there is already the killings in the contender to the throne because of the conspiracy, even with Borneo side, with the White Raja of Sarawak, and all of this. Queen is destined to defend the lost kingdom of Luperso. But yet, you miscalculated the move of the Queen. This book will hammer you all because we got almost killed. Because all of those that we were together were taken by the claimant Sultan at Malacanang. I don't know if they are paid or because they were carried away by the brother. Because one of them put out into my face that if Raja Mamay and Alnas will combine, then you will support kicking me away. Thank you, lady. I thought you are one because your father had been killed by the military. Because of your fight on that, you believe in yourself that I am not. And you were the one who spreaded that in the land, together with Gaira and Alonto Dukol. You have all your documents with me. How you wanted to kill me and how you wanted to get this book is also documented. But thanks to the heavens, from Pavilion's side, how you were able to start into this. And I am very sad because the lawyer that I have gone also really believe in you, that you are the true Sultan. How come? How come? We have here your signed documents in this book that you support the king and queen. And this will be the one to give you justice for maliciously giving me the hard blow that even you accuse me of something that I almost broke up with Raja Mamay. But thank you, because through you I become more strong to defend my own morals against yours. This book is not ordinary because all of you named after names are here. Another point to note is that the grant of permanent lease clearly spelled out that the rights and powers leased shall not be transferred to another nations or company of others' nationality without the consent of their majesties, the government, meaning the British government. The British government, the British Empire, that is the Sarawak Empire from the Southeast Asia. Now, as you have seen in my publicity, in my trying to find documents, how Queen Elizabeth II was crowned in Jesselton, now Sabah, in April 23rd, 1953. This is the solid evidences that I am telling you now. So how come? How come? Every time that claimants are being brought to Buckingham, it is the wish of the grandmother of Raja to bring her, or rather him, to the Queen. But despite of that he came in 1999 to see the grandson, all of you still in power, Tun Mahathir, you're still alive. Sakarandanday, Sultan Brunei, and all Musaaman, all of those that block him will know the real score when they are already in front of the majesties. Raja Mamay, in his drive that equal treatment on all Muslims and Christians and tribals. So in 2010, worldwide information, Sultan of Sulu and North Borneo was restored in June 1st, 2010. Done in Likop Adam, Timbangan, Mile 2 by Puti Indanan Sulu and the White Palace of His Highness Muhammad Jamalul Alam in 19th Muharram, AS 1295, answering that 22nd of January 1878, and that is the deed of 1878 that the claimants of the court of Sampa used in trying to defy us, which we have already given in 2009. The Court of Sabah, the Supreme Court of the Philippines, Malacanang. Yet, how could you say that Muhammad Fuad and the claimants won? If you continue this, you will see who is queen. I am not threatening anyone, but you let the world suffer because of your claim. You could have already awarded that. You are battling not only the human flesh of the queen, you are battling the spirit of the queen, which is Queen Mama herself. The Treaty of Paris, which you have been using in your claim, and that was in 1925, that is the 1405, the predecessor of Law 101, wherein you had to return to the grandson. And who is the grandson of Malaysia? And that is also the documents that Apulacay has. The grandson of Malaysia, of Sulu and North Borneo, and of the Philippine Islands. Raja Mamay would like to serve humanity. You had been laughing at him because he is not given the privilege to be educated like Fuad, like Gloria, like Johor, because he was covered by you. But all along, you are enjoying the fact that you are the one putting us into death. Those of you that are educated, I still love to see Raja Mamay fight. And I am here to validate his fight against you. The signing of agreement of 50 years authority, the Lone Mafilindo, Malaysia, in the Code of Abdul Rahman Putra Al-Haj. In Philippines, Diosdado Macapagal, Indonesia Sukarno in 1954 to 2004 and ended in 2006 with the knowledge and consent of Queen Elizabeth II of England. November 1st, 1981, Queen Elizabeth I's reign, 1878, and that was the 100 years British North Borneo Chartered Company. And in April 22, 1953, Queen Elizabeth II, Mafilindo, 1954 to 2004, extended in 2006 and officially sealed by the government of Brunei as years necessary, Queen Victoria Island, Labuan, North Borneo. Now, all of this are designed. I could have done this on 2007 already. But because I don't want to be put into shame by all of you claimants, I'd been running away. But now, you fight me, I'll take you down. Because I am armed by law of succession from the Queen Mother. And it's not you to validate packagers. It is the one who sent me, the grandfathers. And I just don't want that all of you I'm sorry if I have to cry it out. Because too much for all of you, government of the world. You had been given all the privilege for 100 years, and yet you still have the nerve to kill us all, when in fact we are the owners of the sovereignty. But Raja Mamay overruled all your claims because Union Jack Borough remained and put the premise of the vital documents. And he keeps on saying to me, Queen, I have the authority, but I have to give you, because this is not anymore the rule of the man. It is the rule of the female. So that's why I gained the crown of Sultana di Jolo. You will see that I have all this. And it is submitted even to Tun Mahathir of what are the crowns that I have gained in this mission. And all of you packagers, all of you who would like to snatch away Raja Mamay, you have known, you have committed the crime of conspiracy. Because Raja Mamay told me that the very exact words of the grandfather Tunku Abdurrahman told him and said, this is not from him, it is from the book of Union Jack Borough. I heartily support and witness the carrier of this now, from today onward up to his descendant, to whom it may concern. The man has the right to overcome the ruler from the division territory, from mainland of North Borneo, the highness of the guardians of king and queen, represented from Commonwealth country, in accordance from predecessor of law 101. That is why we know the Game of Thrones will continue because of your claims, but because we are guarded by laws of the sovereignty of the heavens. We know how to defeat you. We know how we can find the real essence of these things that you have been using against us. The gold seal of Sabah and Sarawak made by hand, which is now the basic documents that all of you must find. The code of 1239-H, Hussein Kamaluddin, East Malaysia, Sabah, and that this was in 1823. And the 1823 Kamaluddin Hussein, West Malaysia, Sarawak, Kuching. There are vital evidences that I could really lay down to you one by one, which this has been in the book and utilized to stop us. Now, will you still continue, Congress? Because this is the specific violation that I could charge you. Because this was given to you in 2012. In the premise that in 2013, the authority as a loan country to you given expired in September 16, 2013. And this is the time that you doubled up in sponsoring, in planning, in implementing the Sabah stand-up. You were not contented because I was there to stop that. And I have evidences of those people that had been asked to do so. in 2010. I have already designed everything. I have given you all what I need so that you can really make these things a showcase, supposedly, of the transitory phase to the divine government. I have communications. And do you know that all of this, even in 2010, I have series of documents given to Malacanang, to the President Benigno Simeon Aquino III, after that Gloria term ended. But even so, I tried to enlighten all of you that I tried my best. But because of the packagers, because of the programmers, the president becomes the puppet. And as laid down by the documents signed by Bush and Gloria, the real puppets are all the governors in Mindanao, all the officials, naming even the chairman of MNLF. And now the puppet is Murad Murad. But we know that the real Murad is dead. The real Miss Miswari is dead. We know the Game of Thrones. And this one, even if they are alive, they are all accountable with all the killings they have done. But is there any government official who tried this? They are all sealed lips because they knew they will lose their power, their position, their political profession. The business that they have will be lost. That is why they cannot fight the packager, the programmer. And who is he? Who is she? That is the question now. But time will tell. I know that the book is a very enlightening documents that day by day you will see. Because the season 1 is a preparatory. This is the one that I have done my mission face by face. Didn't realize that my travel in its territory gave me a lot. Because all of those in the pictures are now with them. So therefore, they become the liaison in the blockage, in the implementation of disinformation campaign by supporting the government, which they do not want to go down and will never accept that they are just being paid off by the money of the poor. They don't want to come down because they are already on the top. But they didn't know that the more they will prove in this election of the barangay will either be a positive or could be the point that they will shoulder the crime of conspiracy of their predecessor. If they are intelligent enough, they must adhere to what I am saying. The Game of Thrones is very clear indication of the greed for power and money, for comfort, for self-luxurious life at the expense of the poor. I know that everyone would like to feel this pain in my heart. I have made the book. They use it to ratify the law of the Bangsamoro Basic Law to the Bangsamoro Transition Authority, which now they are governing because of the oil field. So precisely, specifically, the same term that I would say, they are the claimants of the sovereignty. Before I am just telling about the claimants of the Sultanate of Sulu and North Borneo, the claimants of the Sultanate of Maguindanao, land Liguas and Mars, of the Raja Buayan, which up to now they cannot decide. It has given already a mandate to give it to Sultan Pokan Marangit, but the sheriff is being paid because of moneyed people. The law is not fair. The law is not just. The law is for the rich. The law is for with rich, powerful family, not with the poor. I can see right now. Thank you for crying with me, all of you. You can relate. You can connect with me because I could have been rich with their payoff scheme. I could be a good politician after I left the four walls of the convent as being offered. I could have been a very good advisor to those who would like to be politician. But I did not, because I know politics is the highest business, wherein the crime of oppression and suppression is the mechanics to win into the position they desired. Precisely, again, as I say, I never stop day and night. You adhere to my call or not. And I am giving this message to the grandfather, to the father, to the key player of the divine monarchy. I have laid down the passage of truth for you to implement justice. What are you waiting for? If they will not surrender to the truth, then let the law dictates them. The law of sovereignty and the law of ownership. Because day by day, I will elaborate more on how and what and where and who are involved in the Game of Thrones. By that alone, you can see that the world is a conglomerated conspiracy, bribery, payment scheme that even in the lower level, they have exercised up to now. The disinformation campaign, the black propaganda, the conspiracy that even the family are being sold in exchange for money, comfort, and political position. Congratulations to all of you padrinos, godfathers of Malacanang, employees, guards, because we know the Game of Thrones. I was told, and even was offered to be one, but I have not accepted the bribery. The bribery that I know will let Raja Mamay be forever covered because of the Game of Thrones of the claimant Sultan Fidel D. Ramos as implemented by Her Highness Queen Gloria Arroyo. And now, why do you think Madam Sara Duterte licked with Madam Gloria? And why do you think Madam Liza had her crown taken from the Raja Boyan? Because they want to be the queen at the expense of the sovereign people of the entire Philippines. As I lay down day by day, as I have put up a lot of documentary in the Trimedia, in Facebook, in YouTube, there are also a lot of claimants surfacing, negating. But what they have, because of the documents of Palpalatok, the documents of Lola Maria Ilaw, because of what they have taken, they didn't know that all those documents are what we call original duplicate. When you have that, that means there is the original copy that only being sealed by the real owner, and that is the warehouse. That is where I got really my support. That all these accounts that I had been given throughout the world, surpassing all of your documents. Why? Because your original duplicate has the backup of 20 AU, the backup of 30, 100, from 217,500 metric tons of gold from Ferdinand Idrolin Marcos. But with Queen, the backup is the 617,500 metric tons of gold. And that is part of the book. This is the one that you will be surprised, because all of this, when we have our publicity, can imagine, all of this are now a part of the skeletal documents that we have, that even the blood compact that they have used and abused, together with a parcel of land of the Commonwealth as assigned to Raja Mamay and to the Sultanate of Maguindanao, they are utilizing it. That's why they have made and approved the bar. And now it becomes very obvious rather, that when, I didn't dress up like of what I have today, because I don't want them to predict and to know of what is my plan and strategy on how to investigate the ground in conjunction with the global conspiracy that destroyed the whole global earth. I will not be given the crown of the queen of the global earth and the queen of the universum magnum if I have not performed my job. Many can see that I have even went to the muddy part of Lake Boison, to the dangerous terrain of the land of Bandit of Holo, of Indanan, of Patikul, just to reach out who are the real victims of the Abu Sayyaf, wherein the Abu Sayyaf are enjoying with the chopper ordering McDonald's Jollibee beer. Imagine that. Those are revelations that I'd like to tell you, that every time there is war, the plan to kill is there. But I am sad of victims of their black propaganda. If you are the target, you are just the target. no compensation, and putting death the young in Tigris to fight Muslim against Muslim, Tausug against Tausug, Maguindanawans against Maguindanawans. That is the program of the Office of the President, of the Presidential Advisor for Peace Process. And yet I give them the blood compact for peace. And yet they utilize their way of embracing in their black propaganda so that the Muslim will believe them. They didn't know that during the firing, they can see each other. My brother in the other side, the other brother is in the other side. That is the Game of Thrones of Malacanang, of the Organization of Islamic Conference of Indonesia, and the government of Sabah, and the government of Malaysia at that. Why do I say so? Because I have evidences. I have stayed in Sabah, and I am telling you that those people that are being tasked, a small bomb, 50,000 ringgit, a bigger one, 300,000. There is a price in every bombing that they have. How much more that the conspiracy is from the arsenal of the Camp Krami. They have defied the law of war. Every cannon cannot be given 5 times in a day. But in Sulu, they don't have any soul at all. They don't even care about the civilian that they will be killed in every release of the cannons that they have. That is the conspiracy, I am telling you. So that they could record that there is war. They even put the bomb, show to the world that there is the bomb, and accuse the ASG, the Abu Sayyaf, or anyone they could have, just to let them be promoted to the position that they have. That is the game of conspiracy of the military. What are we for? Why are you doing this? Who is liable? Your commanding-in-chief? The Department of National Defense? Or the Office of the Presidential Advisor for Peace Process? I have documents. I had been there. And I had been listening on how you are going to implement that. Maas that you have now, find the voice and find the hands, and even the Duterte that you have. I know Manong Digong has a very hard thumb. I had been there. So please do not deceive the people. But if you are still the one, you will be liable. Why? Misrepresentation, forgery, and what more? The court will litigate you for misleading, for conspiracy. And that is how you are. That even Gloria, you could have already declared. You cannot deny the truth in me. Do you want that I will have to call the soul and let her speak? You will see how hard it could be for me to be talking this way. But being the queen, I have to defend the global earth. You have misused and abused the power that has been loaned to you. I have all the ample documents to give you, but you use it against us. And now you are waiting for the release of the 14.9 billion, which even the government of Malaysia cannot do it. Why? Who is the approving body? Who is going to give you the money? Who is the one to release the money? These are things. You are just saying you won. But what have you done, Malacanang? Into this, Into this. The more you are submerging yourself into the terrible shame of the world for blocking the truth, you could have already recognized. But even so, we will not recognize. I am operating as the queen in parallel government. That's why I told my emissary, forget them. They knew their crime of conspiracy. The Supreme Court has been mandated. And in 2014, they were given already the notice of absolute authority. They allowed the claimants so that they could still enjoy the money, the circulating money of the poor. They have printed the money, the polymer, but they will be liable into it for not giving it right to the rightful heirs and successors and let the born enjoy it. That is another crime of conspiracy. That is mismanagement. That is what you call misrepresentation, forgery. Oh, much more. Identity theft. Ninakaw ninyo. You have stolen the identity of the real heirs and successor by presenting Puwad, by presenting Alnas, by presenting Mojoil, all of your claimants. And yet their lineage is just coming from Jamalul Kiram II. And who is Jamalul Kiram II? The direct succession, the 32nd Sultan. From 28, 29, 30, 31, 32nd. All of this from predecessor of Law 101 are the direct descendancy of Raja Mamay. The good thing is, even if you have all the documents, the lost and found documents that Aloha brought to Mahathir, is not anymore viable. Because when Alnas used this one, cannot. That is conspiracy. That's why the execution of the warrant of arrest by the sovereign court, do you think it is just what you want? That is already a showcase that the Game of Thrones will never win against the true heirs and successors. You recognize or not, you will all be part of the program towards the implementation of justice. I feel good. I feel happy. Although I cry because I know the enigma of shedding light becomes the part of the queen. It's like a volcano of the molten lava being spit up to the higher level. I love to see each one of you find your feet. I pity the poor that are being misled by all the scammers that are just presenting they are the true ones and could be funded. After that, I have put out the Maharlika to be stopped. Now they are reverting to another game. Okay, you go ahead. But again, I'd like to remind you, who will approve your money? Who will give you the approval to release it? Because you are the part of the claim. There is an honor into it. And other than that, the enchanted, the incant, all of this, all the golds, backups, all the diamonds, it is being guarded and protected by the enchanted, by the spiritual division of the spiritual warriors. Imagine the heavens right now. Imagine How every night you have the thunderstorm. And imagine if you will be put in the severe flooding anytime, as you can see. Delay more, and you will see. It's not mine to hold. It's yours. Because I have done my job. Every day is a saga, a crusade to shell out the bribery. 2010, we were there already. I know what I am doing. I even went inside the jail in releasing the man that you have accused with. I released him. But you killed him again. But the one you killed is a different man. Just to project, you won again. All of you government officials, all of you top ranks of the military, are you not tired of the red tape, of the black operations, for putting your men into death, for maneuvering the poor Muslim to fight against Muslim? Are you not happy? Or are you happy in getting the salary of the integris and just giving them a parcel? And your salary as an ordinary soldier, how much? 30, 40,000 with all the incentives up to 100,000? How about the integris? 12,000? And yet they are the one combating the war that you also made? Good for you. That is the global conspiracy. Putting Sulu at the land of bandit so that they could project rather, that there is war. So that no one can get the oil field. So that they can let the stealing of oil, the pipeline from Sarangani to Borneo to Palawan and to Batangas to Sandakan. Congratulations to you. This is a terrible revelation of today. You make me weak because I would like to fight you more and more. At the combat zone, I have seen you. You don't even realize that Queen was trying to be there to stop the war. All of those spiritual leaders, when they confessed to me in Sambuanga standoff, the two children carrying the pail of water, trying to stop the war. Have you seen the ladies with white garbs? And soldiers of the armed forces, you know that. Those are the secrets that you would like to cover up to now. Because there is the land of the Incan spirit in Mindanao. There are warriors to defend the land. I just hope and pray that today's episode will touch you, government officials. Every day you will see the unraveling of the secret of the conspiracy that authored by the top ranks of the military, of the government officials. I am a Mindanaoan, and I know to live in fear. But thanks to the heavens, I surpass the fear, and I am able to dissect the problems, dissect the conspiracy, dissect the harm that you have been doing to the poor people, especially in Patikon, in Intanan, in Bonza. It is not anymore your game. It is the game of the spirit in me that will rectify your mistake and put justice to the entire sovereign people of the royal family. Thank you very much, and I appreciate for staying with me every day, every now and then. God bless everyone. Allah protects us all. Masalam.